What's bangin', gamers? Welcome to the Sauce Pot. You know what it is. We stay drafting core set 2021. So today, my draft footage should actually come through because I used my capture card to hook my laptop up to my computer. And so I think we're finally going to be able to draft. So right now I'm using a mouse hooked up to my laptop over here. And then there's this other mouse to control my computer to hook up the recording. So we're gonna draft on my laptop hooked up to my PC and then switch to my PC for the gameplay because it works fine for the gameplay, but now you can actually see my drafting process. So we start off with an Azusa Lost but Seeking. Not a great rare, unfortunately. It's just hard to take advantage of the double land on our turns in limited. So I like Soulseer. It's just such efficient removal. It loses indestructible, so it takes care of a few creatures. An obvious pick also could be the Basri's Acolyte here. We do see a lot of power in black and white through Kite Sail, Basri's, Grasp of Darkness. Even Village Rites can find its way to be playable. But I do really like the Soulseer here. It's just such efficient removal. And its instant speed. So my pick order would probably be Soulseer, Acolyte, and then Grasp. But I think Soulseer is a nice first pick. It goes in the blue-red spells deck. It goes into green-red 4 power. So here we see a Bolt Hound. So Bolt Hound could play us into like a red-white aggro deck, sort of like we played in my most recent video. We also see powerful spells in Swift Response, Shock, and Hunter's Edge. I do like the Hunter's Edge as a second removal spell, and it does kind of keep us more open as opposed to devoting further into red. I don't know if Shock or Hunter's Edge is better, and will we miss a Bolt Hound terribly? Like, probably not. Like, do we just play mono removal? Maybe the pick is Shock here, and we just kind of really lean into like a red spells sort of look. I mean, the rare was taken, so we don't have a lot of info here, but blue doesn't look particularly open, but I think just getting efficient removal is really powerful. This continuity is dirty. It is it's essentially, it's most likely going to be a 6 mana time walk. You just get an extra turn. Heartfire Immolator is great and probably the pick here. It's a bit more of a payoff than discontinuity. Like, triple blue is hard to guarantee, and Heartfire is just like solid. Like, it's probably one of the best 2-drops in red, in my opinion. We also see Spine Megalodon in blue as a top end. Crash Through hopefully can wheel if we're looking to be blue-red spells. I like Discontinuity, but it's kind of shaky, while its Heartfire is just a great 2-drop. And it fills our curve nicely. Unfortunately here, we don't really see anything too exciting. Transmogrify, you really need to build around it, and there's nothing like worth building around to play just like a bad card like this, essentially. Excuse my hair. So we're probably gonna pass on the Transmogrify. Well, we could just really find ourselves in the red-blue spells deck and hope for more payoffs with an opt. Tome Anima is fine. Thrill of Possibility is fine. We could just take the Thrill and stay in red. That's probably worth it because we still could be the red-green deck. So I think we'll stay in red with Thrill because to me that pick was either Thrill or opt. So here, the black-red sacrifice deck is so difficult to make it work. But if it is going to work in any deck, we kind of have the deck it would work in so far. Yeah, I mean, sacrifice another creature. So there's only one spell that takes control of another target creature. So this is like super risky to pick, honestly, because that archetype just like very rarely works. I very rarely see it work. But what else do we pick here? It's probably a Death Bloom. Village Rites. Feet is fine. But I think we'll just stick with the Dire Fleet and maybe find ourselves in that niche. See, Goblin Arsonist is something that works with Dire Fleet. We don't mind sacking that at all. Skeleton Archer is also just fine. Igneous Cur goes well in red-white. I think we take the Igneous Cur in case we end up in red-white again. Because I like the potential of finding a red-white payoff and then having the red-white uncommon like we did last draft. I think we'll take Cur here and just kind of further cut off red. Second Cur, fine by me. So we're super low to the ground. We're only really dedicated to playing red right now. Fierce Empath. It could work in like the red-green 4 power deck, but we don't currently have any payoffs for that or anything with 4 power. So here we see a See the Truth, which is essentially Anticipate at sorcery speed. It's really hard to proc the optional on this. But then again, what else do we pick out of this pack? The Deathbloom Thallid works well with Dire Fleet Warmonger. So I guess we'll take a Deathbloom in case we end up in red-black. Well, I'm not a huge fan of it. But it looks like red-black is kind of playing to our strengths here in terms of cards we're getting past. Goblin Arsonist, obviously, is a great sacrifice target. It could take something out or, you know, deal 1 additional damage to an opponent, so it doesn't hurt to get rid of it too much. But I'm still kind of hoping we find a blue-red payoff, blue-green, or sorry, red-blue. Well, that's the same thing as blue-red. Or red-green. Or even red-white. Like, I like every other combination of red more than I do red-black in this set. I'm going to take a speculative dub because it goes well with Siege Striker and the Hallowblade. The zombie is forgettable. So we can kind of... There's other 2 drops to get. So... It's a good start for red. We have a great red shell. Heartfire, Soulseer, Drill's fine. I actually kind of like Chrome Replicator. Especially with double Igneous Cur. If you pay the 5 mana for 2 4/4s, you're feeling great about that. So I think this pick is between another dub, or a Tome Anima. Let's do Tome Anima to kind of make it so we can get into any kind of deck here. We can get into a blue-red, red-green. We could take a Gnarled Sage if we want to speculate into red-green. Revitalize doesn't really go in the red-white deck, so we'll probably just, I guess, Celestial Enforcer, but that pick doesn't really matter. Duress doesn't really matter. What do we open? We open... Okay. Oh, wow. This is actually kind of tough because Gourmand is phenomenal. It's just such a haymaker when you play it, especially if you reanimate it. Idol of Endurance, though. So it enters the battlefield, exiles everything 3 or less creature cards, and then you can just replay them, and that applies to all of our cards right now. But we probably wouldn't be playing it alongside our black cards, I wouldn't think. So is the pick just a Gourmand here? And then we try to... Or we could do another Dire Fleet Warmonger. This is a tough one. This is a tough one for sure. A double black cost. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't actually mean to... Teferi wins games, you guys. We might shift into blue-red for Teferi. What the hell did they take? They must have had an epic common, because we're gonna take Teferi. Okay, so now the clicking. Who is drafting on my left? Who is drafting on my left? What just happened? We just got two insanely powerful blue cards. Tutelage wins games, Teferi wins games. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're happy we took that thrill now. So we're in blue-red spells, draw cards, Teferi's tutelage, win. Because Teferi's tutelage alongside Teferi, like all the cards that have Teferi's name in them, it's for a reason. It's because if you get them in limited, you win. Teferi, you draw 2 cards every turn cycle, or you essentially remove things for a turn cycle. Wow. We're hoping to wheel crash through, but Jeskai just goes great in our deck now. Wow. I mean, wow. That's insane. We're very happy now. I'm glad we kind of kept ourselves open. We can drag the Tome Anima in there. We're looking to be we're like a mix of aggro, I guess, because we've got double Jeskai Elders, Heartfire Immolator. We would either take this or the Lofty Denial. I think Hellkite is a bit too expensive, and it might honestly wheel. It doesn't really look like people are picking red that high. But Jeskai just plays so well with what we're doing here. Chrome Replicator might get cut. But yeah, that's the nuts. Tutelage, double L. Like getting Teferi and then Teferi's tutelage. That just feels like a blessing from the heaven. Triple Elder? Do we even... Yeah, why wouldn't we? I mean, it's a great 2-drop. Jeez, people are not drafting blue. It makes me happy. Obviously, they're not drafting blue. Master of Time, Tutelage, Elder. So we're glad we took that shock early on. So now we want any of the like trademark good blue-red spells stuff. We want the Shipwreck Dowser. We want the Experimental Overload. Anything really. Larcenist is like fine, but I'm probably leaning towards Turn to Slag here. It's just a quality removal spell, and if we do get any of the repeat effects, it's really good to get back Turn to Slag. It kills Gourmand, it kills a lot of stuff, really. So we're going to confirm our Turn to Slag here. Okay, wow, we're still getting past the goods. Do we want Fixing, Cancel, or Vidalian Arcanist? I think these wheel, or we'll find more of them. Because last time I played Vidalian Arcanist, I got like 4 of them. I don't really think we want to be countering here, but Rewind is like the good counter spell, right? Because then it keeps up all your instant speed stuff. I think we take it over Glide Master since we already have Elders. Although enabling the Elders is nice with Glide Master, but I think we can get Glide Master later. And we just further solidify ourselves into blue here. Probably just Capture Sphere for just basic removal purposes. Denial is good too, but we don't have many flyers right now, so it kind of loses its value pretty quick unless you time it really well. And Capture Sphere is just like always pretty decent. I knew that would wheel. Probably the Punisher over Burn Bright. But by the time we're playing Punisher, we're either hoping we can just win. My lord. Spine, probably just a crash through at this point. We'll get another Megalodon. If a Megalodon goes late this pack, why? That wasn't even the Punisher I was talking about. We're not playing probably any of these. Rookie mistake. We could toss it in if we feel the need. And Duress is fine. So this is a pretty blank pack for us. Weaver doesn't work. Avenger, so this would be great for the 4-power deck, but we're not in that. So I think we honestly just take Spellgorger weird. We do need more non-creature spells, though, so we're hoping to be past that. So let's just take the weird here. Conspicuous double tutelage is broken, so we're taking a second tutelage. Now we just kind of want to focus on removal. We hope we get this rousing read back, but double tutelage. If you get both at once, you need to lose immediately, or you're just in the clear. I don't know why people are still passing tutelages, but I guess I kind of did put the linchpin on blue, and I got the early value picks on red. Wow, no red in this pack at all. A lofty denial, or do I be our dirty rare drafter? Lofty denial went really late, so I'm just gonna rare draft. Just gonna rare draft. I got collections to finish too, people. I'm no different than you. Thrill works a little too well alongside tutelage, double tutelage. Epiphany, Temple of Epiphany would be good. Read the Tides even as like a top end pick, but Thrill just ends the game with what we're doing. We'll take an Arcanist now. At a good blocker, and it pays for our non-creature spells. So we're in for a good time with this one. Only 6 instances. 6 instants, 2 sorceries. My hair looks so whack. The problem with the way I'm recording this on my laptop is that I'm watching my laptop footage through my OBS, so I'm constantly looking at myself in rare draft because none of these matter. Well, okay, so our main consideration here is Chrome Replicator, but do we want a 5 mana 4/4? The things we have double of are Elder, Cur, and Tutelage. Maybe that is good enough to take a Chrome Replicator for. And maybe cut the Punishers. Yeah, let's do that. I'm not really feeling bad over the loss of a Thieves Guild Enforcer. We could play Palladium Mirror, but we're not really ramping into anything. We're pretty much relying on tutelage to get us the win, because we don't really have much endgame. I mean, we have these Hellkite Punishers, but 7-drops and Teferi's tutelage don't really play nice together. So I will take the Palladium Mirror, I suppose. Frantic Inventory, it's kind of late to get on the Frantic Inventory plan. We could play a second Rewind, but maybe we just play Devil just to have another, or sorry, Hobblefiend to just have like another creature on the board. Yeah, we'll take a Hobblefiend, I think. This pick doesn't matter, so I don't know. It doesn't matter, so we are lacking. Unfortunately, we didn't find the Rousing Reed. Well, actually, I think the Rousing Reed would be in this next pack if we were to get it back. But we don't have the crazy good draw spells like Reign of Revelation or Rousing Reed, which is kind of a sucky reality. So we're just gonna have to draw like naturally or off of our Jeskai Elder. Teferi, obviously. But yeah, Crash Through, Double Thrill, Tutelage itself, and Teferi are, I think, our only ways of drawing additional cards, which isn't great. You normally want a lot more ways to draw, but we did not get that. Maybe if we knew we were going into blue earlier on, I could have taken higher value things in those colors. But the reason I keep looking over here is because that's where my laptop is, so I need to look at the sideboard button. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get past any blue miracles. No. Okay. So, wow. It's got some power in it. We need to make 6 cuts. Rookie mistake can go. I think we keep arsonist. Let's see. Arsonist, not arcanist. wrong dude there. We want our 2 drops, but we have triple elder. I don't think we need things like. Probably have better things to spend our mana on than Igneous Cur, realistically speaking. Honestly, I don't even know if we need Hobble Fiend either. Soul Scar and Weird need to stay in. Mirror is probably cuttable. Because we like the rest. We definitely don't need 2 Punishers. So we've got a weird deck here because we're super like early aggro with Elder. But then we also want to play the long game for Tutelage and Punisher. But Tutelage has a different thing in mind than the Punisher. So we cover a lot of angles here. But, you know, we don't want to be Jack of all trades, master of none. We'd rather be master of one, master of Teferi's Tutelage, right? So we wish we had more of just the raw draw a bunch of card kind of spells. So having double blue is really important for Teferi, but I don't think we're probably a 17 lander. This is actually probably a fine distribution. And Mirror is just like a fine 3-drop. So honestly, I think this deck does the trick. Let's name the deck and get to the games. All right, we're against a fellow Fibblethip, so we know that they're big brained. Wow. Oh my god. Have you ever seen a more beautiful hand? Swiftwater into Heartfire into Tutelage. Hopefully we can draw another island for Teferi himself. Namesake doesn't pressure us all too fast. I don't really remember why I kept Goblin Arsonist in the deck, but whatever. Alright, they're blue-black. Let's see what kind of pressure they got going on. They grasp our Heartfire. Okay. There's Elder, but we're going to get Tutelage going. Elder's actually really nice. It's pretty hard. And... I don't think we want Arsonist. Because we're probably going to Elder Crash Through unless we draw an island and then we'll just play Tefers. So they play the Rousing Reed onto Fetid Imp. So this is Reanimator. Okay. Well, we don't draw the land. So we probably are going to go Jeskai, Elder, Crash Through. Let's Crash Through first. To draw our card. There's our island. Excellent. Beautiful. So now we could do Palladium Mirror or Elder. I think we'll just play Elder to have a threat down and we kind of seem unassuming. And then whenever they reanimate their Gloom Sour, we can just play Teferi and nix it for a turn. Oh, they haven't reanimated yet. Okay. Fetid Imp is not a terrible concern of ours, really. I mean, he does hit Teferi kind of hard. That's our main, like, concern there. We honestly could Palladium Mirror and then Thrill. Because then that gives us Hellkite. Or do we just want to, like, get things going with Teferi? Let's Palladium Mirror and then Thrill. Oh, but what do we Thrill? Do we discard Punisher? That actually kind of sucks. Maybe I should have thought that through a bit more. We'll do it end of turn, though. Because with Teferi and Tutelage on the board at the same time, I don't know if we're going to need Punisher, really. It does provide a nice blocker, though. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So maybe we can Thrill main phase. We don't want to take too much damage here. So let's do this thrill. Discard our Hellkite. We have, well, we actually don't have 2 in the deck anymore, but I'm comfortable enough sort of on this mill plan. They're going to be down to 14 with Teferi every turn cycle. That's an additional 4. There goes one of their Rise Agains. Another Rousing Read. Oh, and they discarded a second Grasp of Darkness. Wall of Runes is fine by us. So at this point, it's pretty obvious that they don't have their, wow, double Chrome Replicator. That's crazy, because then it's fun to have a Chrome Replicator proc off of itself, you know? We can almost afford it. I was like, we can actually afford Lofty Denial in that case. So let's draw and then discard. We could play Tome Anima now. We want double Chrome. I think playing Tome Anima now is not a bad deal. Just get up more bodies on the board. And they've got 9 cards left, so Teferi is a very quick clock. Village Rites. We'll let that happen. I don't even know if we... Okay, they rise again, their Gloomsower. Probably should have done that post-combat. But, Bedded Imp is going to swing in. We're just going to draw and then discard. Just to make this clock very fast. So when it becomes blocked... I mean, they've got 3 cards left, so Teferi just kills him. Yep, Teferi... Teferi and Teferi's tutelage. I really want to like sit further back and like keep my posture up like I mentioned in the last video. And it kind of presents myself better on camera, but it's so difficult because I get like in gamer mode. Keeping this Elder into tutelage is crazy. We can even Arsonist turn 1. We just gotta really get that land. We're really hoping for the land. Wow. Ah. Portcullis Vine is gonna be a pain, but it tells us pretty early that we're not against a speedy deck here. Green-white counters, I'd assume. Double Blossoming Sands is nice. Alright, so we can't play tutelage into a Brontodon. That's just like suicide, so... Looks like we're going to be playing a bit of a longer game here. We can play Heartfire and attempt to remove it. I don't know how that's going to work, but a second Elder doesn't really do us any favors either. So we're either going to wait to get to 5 mana to turn to Slag, or wait somehow to get Heartfire to be able to kill Thrashing. Widen our board. They aren't in black, so they can't have a board wipe. It's not like they're doing much either. Let's try and... No. I was like, let's try and trick them, because if we attack with Arsonist, they block it with Brontodon. It takes 2, and then we can Heartfire Immolator to finish it, but they probably just end up blocking with Portcullis and call it a day. Gnarled Sage is like... fine, I suppose. We're happy to be drawing all these lands. All these get prowess. So we honestly could just swing with everything here. But then we give up a thing for free. And we get that with tutelage anyways next turn, so I think we just play for the long game, honestly. And Chorister, we have some instant speed interaction. So it is green-white counters. That's a very good turn they just had there. I I'd be shocked if they did not attack with Gnarled Sage. I'm shocked. Alright, all my dudes get prowess. Hopefully we can prowess them up even more. Nope. That's okay. The mill plan has begun. We can heartfire something. Let's play at full control and convince them that this is a card that's good. Because they can, if they spend their turn buffing Anointed Chorister, we're happy. Because we have some inevitability here. Alright, go to your attackers. Attack with Chorister, nothing else. We're going to block with Goblins, so they're forced to pump if they want to keep it alive. And then that's their whole turn. They do gain life, but we don't really care about life gain, right? Now we could kill it in response. Let's do that. It's going to become a problem. Another Elder. Okay. We're milling good stuff. Another Elder is fine. So yeah, we're just gonna play on full control. I know it's like try hard sweaty, but I paid gems for this draft and I don't want them to go to waste. Oh my lord. The double tutelage. Holy. Oh, come on. Draw me something worth drawing, you know? Like anything right now would be like game ending. Like, what would... Dreadmaw, jeez. They've got to start attacking. They have to realize that my plan... it's not even like... blocking really doesn't do much. We need something like our Capture Sphere. Shock doesn't do too much. But we can do some fancy stuff with our Elders on defense, I guess. It's gonna have to be that way. Because these Dreadmaws are... Now that has trample as well. Alright, we might just lose because we drew a crap ton of lands. Oh boy. Wow, double Brontodon, that puts us, I don't think we can win anymore. Unless we draw like our Teferi. Let's see, if they continue to attack conservatively, we might be in good shape. So far they're only attacking with 2 tramplers. I hope they finish their attack like this. Damn. Alright, so a lot of damage is about to get through. 6, 12. I mean, they could have gone for like a lethal situation here. There's no real way we kill these other ones. So this is how it has to be, I think. Shock that, give these boys prowess. We lose them both. It would have been awesome if we had a way to... Alright. Alright, that's game. It's cool. It's cool. It happens. It's Magic the Gathering, right? No. I refuse to keep this. This hand doesn't do anything besides play a 2/2 and remove something. So this does more. We'll get rid of one thrill. Tutelage is an amazing draw. Hopefully we find a mountain now. We don't. Luckily our opponent isn't doing anything particularly fast either. We have another white-green. The only reason you play white-green is to ramp, I guess, or counters. It's a counters deck, is what we can safely assume. I guess we don't want Chrome Replicator here. Oh, well, we got rid of their Chrome Replicator. But now we have Capture Sphere for something important. Capture Sphere even is considerable on Llanowar because they can't ramp anymore. They're playing Abzan. Okay. That's a way to go about it. Secure the Scene and Empath, so those were good mills as well. We'll play our Anima here just to have a creature. We just want to slow things down. Teferi would be amazing, of course. Do we know what they're splashing? I know what they're splashing black for. So the Dilophosaur gets dangerous here. Well, there's a nice answer for it. Snare Spitter and Truffle Snout. I think we just remove Twin Blade because it being on the board at all is a problem. Because they can kill their stuff and draw cards off of them. So Capture Sphering it doesn't really fix the issue. We can Heartfire Immolator their Dilophosaur at some point. Alright, they're at 5 mana. What are they? Oh, I already know what they're splashing black for. So they have a removal spell. Probably. It could be Finishing Blow, or whatever the 5 mana kill something is. Rise Again. That's bad. We don't have an easy solution for it this time. Yes, we do. I was foolish to even suggest that we weren't capable of taking care of it. This time we will Heartfire Immolator to have it up. And if they play another thing with 4 power, we'll probably just double block it because we plan on killing this anyway. Well, maybe not because we want to get the full value out of Immolator and we don't want to lose the Tome Anima for no reason. So we're in decent shape here. They're going to attack with the Dilophosaur. Alright, well now that is as like clear as day. They've got some sort of trick, right? And I'm not really that healthy on life considering they've got 19 cards left, so we don't have the fastest. Okay, so they just do the trade. I'm fine with that. We can just Capture Sphere that, so that's not too big of an issue. Like might as well main phase it. This gets bigger, but we're not really interested in... Maybe we do want to kill their Visionary. Maybe we do. Let's do it. Just get rid of their ramp. Anything they have on the board is gone. And then we can thrill away Elder for something, or... They can't afford another Gloomsower because they only have the 6 mana now. So if they have Archer, okay, that's a pretty manageable play. I mean, we've drawn a lot of our removal. Soulseer, Turn to Slag, Heartfire. So now we're gonna thrill away this island, and then Jeskai Elder. So they're going to be down to 10 cards. Tutelage. Second tutelage is crazy. So I think we just play second tutelage to kind of accelerate this even more. And then they need to kill us very soon. We are shields down completely. I don't think that one life matters. But, you know, it'll come back to bite me if it does. Whoa. They've got the... I've never seen this fancy art for cultivate, but cool. If they're going to make us discard, it'll be 2 cards, so we might as well play that mountain. And then they are very close to dead. If we draw anything that draws cards, we win on the following turn. They're hitting us for 7, though. And we don't know what else they could have, so we need to draw something very good. Like, we need to draw a card draw. Or we lose. We need to draw a card draw or removal for Angel, and I think we're just about out of removal. Turn to Slag, Soul Seer. Okay, yeah, we need card draw. Or we lose. That hurts, you know? It's like we get double tutelage, but we don't really don't get to finish our games with them. We're up against a diamond opponent. Scary. This is keepable. 1 land turns us into a crazy hand. They're blue, so they're not too fast. We're blue, so we're not too fast. Hopefully, double tutelage beats their slow plan. Double tutelage and Teferi. Hopefully they don't have a counter, but we do have a backup. There's denial. That's fine. We have a backup. Don't have another counter. Nice. Tome Anima doesn't really do much here. Alright. Oh, there goes their tutelage. No point in not doing this really, because we don't have a second tutelage anymore. We like milling lands, so they're stuck. We don't have a second island for Teferi. But if we draw one... Okay. They made the decision for us. They didn't even need to see our Teferi, so they just got totally land screwed. But sometimes, you know, not every draft is perfect. His hand is looking really pretty, though. Heartfire Immolator potentially on turn 2. Tutelage is always excellent in your hand. So this is definitely a keeper. I'd feel silly to mull it. Although if we're up against red-white, which we aren't, Tutelator. Heartfire Immolator on turn 2 is going to be a nice play. Blue-white. Usually you don't see the Watchdog in the blue-white decks, because blue-white usually is like a Flyers sort of shell. But I'm not one to judge. I'm sure they've got their reasons. Angry Penguin seems like a logical fellow, if anything. Is Heartfire Immolator going to get better? I think we just trade off. And if they spend resources on it now, they might have done it later. Or like they could do it later. And they don't. They trade away. What's your 3-mana play? I don't like that. We have 2 tutelages. We got to go for the big ball play. It's probably a lofty. I was so ready to be countered. I was like, okay, so it's a blue-white Flyers deck probably, because that's why you play blue-white. They have a lofty denial. Amazing. Wow. Well, let's get Teferying.
It takes impressive knowledge to be a temporal archmage.
Oh, I probably could have gotten rid of Swiftwater. Oh, Glorious Anthem. Nice. Well, can't let them have that. So that bird is going to finish off Teferi, won't he? So it would actually just be better to plus him. Because then he won't die to this. We don't really want that Arcanist too bad. Especially now that Teferi's got their attention. Super lucky to have Glorious Anthem in the graveyard. Because blue-white doesn't recover cards from graveyards very well. Let's get the blue owl going. Still not really sure what we're looking at here mana-wise. I think we want to play our mountain regardless. See if they have something for Spellgorger weird. They don't seem to. Now we will plus up our Teferi. Good old Teffers. Alkite Punisher. I don't think we care about the Swiftwater Cliffs enough. Opt in a dub. Man, we've really milled away some gas. We're going to make this bigger so it blocks Adept, so Adept can't just freely attack us. Or can't attack us and trade. And also we get the draw off Tutelage, it helps to protect Teferi. Capture Sphere is amazing. Okay. So Teferi does die here if they all-in attack, but then they give up their Falconer Adept. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's not good. I mean, we could, like, do our own... Oh, it is only creatures we don't control. Sorry, my brain kind of, like, went into... It started firing upon all cylinders there. So is it better... Oh, wow, and our opponent is attacking ideally. Let's just draw. Wow. Okay. You know? Don't lick a gift horse in the mouth, alright? Or maybe even Teferi's and Thrill. So we drop Teferi, mill 4, Thrill possibility, mill 8. Oh, we would have just won. I don't know how they knew that we drew the tutelage, but I'm cool. I'm coolin'. We are very, very happy to get to 3 wins because the differential between 250 gems and 1,000 is insane. And you, like a draft with all the cards you get is definitely worth 500 gems with the packs that you open in draft and the packs that you get as a reward. So I'm always just hoping to get at least 3 wins. And then you can't go negative if you get to 3. I mean, obviously you cap out at 3 losses, so 3 and 3, you're in good shape. Oh, this hurts. But I'll keep it. This is it's going to be a very fast last game if we don't get a land. An island obviously would be preferred, so tutelage can come down and start working. I'm gonna block. I feel like this is a bluff. Okay, well, Titanic Growth would have been problematic later as well, so we don't mind that too bad. I think we just play the weird here and start growing it. It's a good thing we got a land. We, of course, wanted it to be an island. Let's see what they grab and see if we can soul sear it. Yep. Okay. We're still playing the game. We really do want tutelage ASAP though. To just kind of... We're obviously not winning with damage, especially with a Gourmand on the way. I hope they prioritize Palladium Mirror, because that is not our primary target to have, or not our primary like win con. Spellgorger Weird is more valuable to us because we plan on playing Tutelage and Soulseer and kind of going off that way. Come on, make your play. Show your moves. Dilophosaur. Okay. Dilophosaur proved problematic. Ugh. It happens. It happened, you guys. They didn't play a land either, though. So, that's pretty nice. Both squads are kind of just chilling. Alright, well, they do have a much bigger board. If they attack with Dilophosaur, they don't. Why? Don't give me more mountains. I have other colors. We've drawn most of our mountains. Ah. Tutelage would be the sauce right now. Oh, and they're playing super conservative. That's awesome. It's something. Makes our weird better. And gives us a chance towards an island. A shock. Shock's good. Shock's good. We can shock and Soulseer. Still waiting for that land, though. What have they got for the Dilophosaur? Probably should have put Mirror in front of it. That was silly of me. Do they have a second Titanic Growth? Who plays 2 Titanic Growths in the main deck? Well, not this guy. Come on, Tutelage. I want to play you. Even if we get, Okay. Interesting play line. Oh, thank the Lord. Let's go. Let's go. All right, now we can actually start playing. We don't really need to, but we do want... We want the second one for Teferi. Feels bad to get rid of Elder, but what is it doing on this board state? Nothing really. Happy to see those mountains go. We can take our beats for a while. Alright, they play land 5. What the hell is Walking Corpse attacking for? What? Okay. I'm just not going to block it. I don't know what's going on here. If they have Titanic Growth, I don't... Titanic Growth would match Spellgorger Weird, and I'd rather have my Spellgorger Weird survive its encounters from here on. So... Twin Blade is really bad. Let's get rid of that while we can. Gourmand is going to be a problem, but at least it doesn't provide them with card advantage. Let's go into full control here, just to pretend. We just want anything. Teferi would be great. Oh, Gourmand's coming next turn. We want anything. Literally anything but a land. Okay. Probably one of the worst things, but it's a thing. I was thinking a Thrill of Possibility would be great. A Teferi obviously would be great. So I'm assuming they just hardcast Gourmand here. If I may be so enlightened to say. Yep. Fungal Rebirth with Gourmand is an interesting combo. Can't really... I'm at lethal next turn. No, I want to click end of combat. Thank you. Yeah. But if they swing with everything, what happens? We get 4, 9, 10, 12, 15. So we have to block stuff. Can we survive like this? 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope. Alright, well, I guess we're losing our Gorger. This one's definitely rough. I don't think we can win anymore. Hot take. Oh, yep, there's the Elder. Alright, it's been a pleasure, my fellow MTG player, but obviously, you know, we'll let him have him. It's the last game of the draft. We'll let him have it. Okay. Have your fun, my friend. Do 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 do. Do 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 boom boom boom. All right, that's it. Let's take a quick review of the deck. I saved it. Teferi's Private Sauna. So in review, why did we lose? Kind of twice because we didn't draw. Well, twice because we kind of flooded, right? We only had 17 lands, which is like standard. And we had ways to discard them through Thrill, Tutelage. I don't even know if I hit once with a Jeskai Elder. So my deck clearly was not suited to... Like, this just was a 2-mana 1/2 crummy blocker. We got rolled by a big green deck that we couldn't really deal with. So like our removal just kind of like fell through. Like, we didn't really permanently address the problems long enough for Tutelage to kind of take over the game. So maybe you need green for the ramp to sort of be able to play more spells per turn. And we just didn't draw like the blue card draw. Like Rousing Reed would have been crazy. Reign of Revelation would have been crazy with double Tutelage. Like, a couple of our games, I think, were like one turn away from winning. So we were pretty close on a couple occasions. But honestly, like, let me know what you think. Comment below what you think we could have done better. Because I thought we had a good shot here. I mean, Teferi's Tutelage and Teferi in the same deck. Take away everything else. That is like a super powerful combo. And it won us, I think, 1 or 2 games. But I think 2 of our wins were just people conceding early when they definitely still had a shot. So this deck was not nearly as good as I was expecting it to be. But, you know, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you have a lapse of judgment, or you just think like you get really excited about a single combo, but then the rest of your deck kind of falls apart around it. Like Tome Anima this isn't a typical red-blue spells deck. We had none of the recursion that red-blue spells typically has. We only had the one weird, so we weren't aggro enough to be the typical blue-red spells that wins games through just pure value creatures and whatnot. But we also weren't like grindy enough to make our tutelage work. So I think that's kind of where we met our end. But anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next one.